What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk about my camera settings and how I make it look so good. Because recently I've been getting a lot of comments saying, what camera do you use, what microphone do you use, what are the camera settings, how do you make your camera quality seem so great? Well, today we're going to mention and talk about all of that in today's video. Quickly before we get into it, I want to talk about this little Halloween decoration I made. It's not the greatest, it's a bit of fake blood. It don't work on the blue as well, but on the text down here, it looked great. And we've got a new gold chain. I was going to show you guys how to do that, but I just messed up so much. Before we get into anything, let's talk about what camera I'm using. I'm using the DJI Action 5 Pro, arguably the best motovlogging camera you can buy. So the first setting you're going to want to turn on is the bitrate. So you want to go down into your settings, swipe down from the camera, go into settings, and go to bitrate. It should be on normal. You want to set that to high. That'll give you a more higher bitrate, makes a better quality video. Right. That was a little cold start. We're going to go for a ride while we talk about the settings. So it's going to be chill. Enjoy the show. Sit back, relax, and let's get your camera settings working. So in today's video, we've got different settings on. It's because I now have an ND filter. I didn't have an ND filter before, so I've managed to tweak my settings a little bit to make them that bit better. So we're going to start off with the quality I use for this. So I record in 4K 60 FPS. I've always liked the smooth recordings, the high quality. Some people do 24 to 30 FPS for the more cinematic look, but I like the smoother rides because some people want it to be like as if you're feeling like you're riding, but it's not always great. Like, it's always really windy, it's bumpy, and sometimes it's not comfortable. So I like to show off the smooth rides, and it makes you look faster. So 4K 60 FPS is what I record in. And then for stabilization, I'm on ROCKSTEADY. And then because I don't want it too cropped, but I also want it smooth. And then I have ultra wide turned on, so it gives you that wide angle. All right, next you want to move on to ISO. Now this is quite important because this is how much light you're letting in, especially with your shutter speed. So for ISO, I like to put it on 100 to 800. So it's just like if it gets really bright, it's not gonna, you know, absolute flourish the camera with whites. Like, I'm no photographer, I'm no like videographer, whatever, yada yada yada. I just do it based off what I've learned from myself and other people. But with lower ISO, the less noise you're gonna have on your video, which is gonna make it look less grainy, which is what you want. You want that sharp look. And for shutter speed, so shutter speed, this, by the way, you do need an ND filter for this. Do the rule of double your frame rate. So if you're doing 60 FPS, put your shutter speed to 1 to 120. And if you're in 30, do 1 to 160. That gives you that nice motion blur, the smooth motion blur around the trees, the road. Near me, like here, should be really nice motion blur, especially at higher speeds. Now, if you don't have an ND filter, this might not work because obviously you're letting in so much light, and an ND filter likes to get rid of all that light for you. Now for your EV, I'm not sure on this one. I don't actually recognize any difference with it, but mine's at negative 0.3. So just try on your own. I'm not sure what it does, to be fair. I don't think it really does much. Now for white balance, I keep that on automatic because you're always going to dark and bright areas. If you set that to your own white balance, then it might just look wrong in certain places, and you don't want that. Now for your color setting, I usually record in 10-bit D-Log. That makes it completely raw. There's no vibrancy, there's no contrast, no nothing on the camera. It's just complete raw colors, and that gives the camera a lot more information for the quality and not using it up on all the colors and stuff. And this is where you edit it in post-production. There will be a preset somewhere. I'll see if I can find a link so you can make your colors go all back to normal in editing, and then you do your color grading. That will make it so your quality is a lot higher because your camera's not having to lose so much information on trying to grab the colors. It's not as warm now, is it, anymore? Oh, it's a shame. I really wanted to get some higher speeds, but it seems to be busy on these roads. Now, a lot of you are asking, what microphone do I use? Well, I use a DJI Mic Mini. I set the gain to negative 12 because I want to try and reduce as much wind noise as I can, and this exhaust is very loud, especially being a 125. There's just so much raspy noise, so I'm trying to hide it. So negative 12 is the most I can do. Obviously each bike will be different, especially with different helmets, but just start off with maybe negative 8, see how it sounds, and then lower it or up it. Oh, there we are. Now we're getting some more sun. This is what we want. I hit a badger down here. It was not fun. I thought I was going to come off my bike. Luckily I didn't. But remember guys, this is my first time using these settings, and this will be my first time actually color grading my video properly. But like I said, it is best to use someone else's settings as a base plate and then change the settings to how you're liking from there. It'll give you that good idea of where you want to be, because obviously everyone lives somewhere different. If it's cloudy, sunny, rainy, all your settings are going to vary. And obviously it's quite sunny, so I put an ND16 filter on. If it was a lot more cloudy, an ND8 filter maybe. And if it was very bright, maybe an ND32, but ND16 seems to be that sweet spot. And now for my microphone on the wind noise reduction, I have it on low. I think that's a nice balance. It doesn't distort the noise too badly. If you put it on high, then you start to sound really weird. The exhaust sounds rubbish. Even on the 125, it'll sound worse. So I won't recommend putting it high. I recommend putting it on low. Now you guys might be wondering, how do I mount the camera to my helmet and angle it right so you have this where you can see the front of my bike, but also quite nicely high up over here. The mount I use, so I'm using the AGV K1S helmet, and if you go to Chin Mount offer a chin mount for, it's £30. It's quite expensive for a mount, don't get me wrong, but it's worth the investment, and it perfectly fits onto your helmet, giving you that perfect angle. Now I do have some extensions. I use two small extensions on the chin mount to give it that distance and angle it right so the camera tilts forward or front. I'll show you guys that in a second. Right, we might be able to get some faster speeds on it. Take it easy. Oh, the sun came out, which is very nice. Look at this view. It's beautiful. Oh, I forgot about these bumps. I've had a death wobble on this. Oh my god. I've had a death wobble before, I mean. But yeah, that is basically my camera settings. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention is the noise reduction and the texture. I think I keep the texture on 1 and the noise reduction on -2. It just gives, and then I add sharpness into post-production myself. I'll add as much sharpness as I think is necessary. Yeah, hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. I'm not too great at making videos like these, because I'm not very good at thinking on top of my head while doing something like motorbiking. Like, I really try to concentrate. But hopefully it helped you guys out. Let me know how it goes.